Nearly forgot my bloody mic there, as Jack would say. Get that badger in and on and over here. Hope you're all doing well. Smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. We're here to talk about Gustavo Hamer. So Gustavo Hamer, just before I set off to football training, actually, there was a link from Alex Crooks at Talk Sport. Now, Crooks is their transfer correspondent, and has got bits right over the time. The deal would sort of make sense. We wanted him previously. We'll talk into the positives behind it. I don't mind it as a signing. I know I've said before he's overweight and all that sort of jazz, and he's carrying a bit of timber and he can't make 90 minutes. But look, one thing I will say for Leeds United, our fitness regime is no joke. Daniel Farke shows that these lads are in tip-top condition. So I do believe that we don't need to really look at that and his time at Sheffield United in the Championship. But look, like a lot of people are saying in the chat, my man scored goals and got assists, not only this season, but last season in the Premier League when they got relegated. He was their best player. Best player by a country mile. And I do believe it'd be a good signing. Leeds United put a bid in before, speculative bid. They know that he'd have had interest in coming to Leeds United. Of course, the bid was shit and it was laughed off by Chris Wilder and all that sort of stuff. But he would have had an active interest in coming to Leeds United, hence the bid going in the first place and conversations being had. Clubs don't get that far down the road without there being an okay from the player. So the fact that they haven't been promoted, the fact that Sheffield United will be resigned to losing players, just like Leeds United, you know. If you think about it, we kept hold of Somerville, we kept hold of Rutter and all that, and then we lose them. Sheffield United will be expecting the same. Vinny Souza, maybe the keeper Cooper, Hamer, and the like. He's also very good mates with Bogle. Let's not forget that. That Jadon, he came to watch Jadon Bogle at Ellen Road, right? So yeah, we singing off the same hymn sheet then, Joe. What, me and thee? Yeah, 100%. If that's what you're saying, depends on the cost, doesn't it? Yeah, and we'll discuss that. We've got same agent as Bogle. Did not know that. That's new information to me. So there you go. So there's a chance that it could happen. Whether you agree with this decision or not, which I don't. But he was the Championship's Player of the Year, according to those in the know. I disagreed with that decision, of course. But one thing I will say for him, and I've maintained if you've watched me regularly, whenever Sheffield United played well, it was through him. It was through him. You saw when he went off in the playoff final, what happened? They end up conceding 2 goals. They were in complete control. If you look at his performance in the playoff final, he creates the goal. He creates the goal that saw Tyrese Campbell dink it over the keeper and make it 1-0. So it's likely he will leave, though, after all that, because he's not going to spend another season in the Championship because there will be Premier League clubs after him. And according to Alex Crooks, these clubs are Leeds United and Everton. Obviously, David Moyes may have an interest in him. David Moyes' Everton squad, it's a massive rebuild, 11 players out of contract, loads of different scenarios that need to be taken into consideration. And if Everton come, it'll be difficult for Leeds United to potentially to get that over the line. You know, it won't be an easy transfer to do if they come in. Daniel says, Joe, I live in the same village of him. I speak to him most weeks. He didn't want to leave in Jan due to his kids just starting back in the Village. So what you're suggesting then, Daniel, that means he's staying, because he's not staying at Sheffield United. I'll tell you that now. He will not stay at Sheffield United, regardless of what he's told you in passing. He won't stay at Sheffield United, because someone will come and buy him, right? I have put a poll in the chat. There is a poll in the chat I want you to vote on. Should Leeds United sign Gus Hamer this summer? Yes, he's a game changer. No, we need a different type of player. Maybe, depends on the price. Not sure. Let's discuss. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk through some things. I've done a bit of research and stuff. Yeah. So Leeds and Everton apparently targeting the 27-year-old midfielder. 27-year-old in the prime of his life, coming into it, right? Again, still years ahead of him. 3-4 year deal potentially. He scored, 9 goals in the league? I think 10 in all comps, and provided 8 assists this season, which isn't a bad return. It's not a bad return at all. If you compare that, and I get we're stepping up a level, but replace Aronson with Hamer this season. Imagine the goals. Imagine how the creative spark. I think for me, if he was playing in that 10 role for Leeds United, we'd have scored a hell of a lot more goals than we did at 95. Okay, we might not have conceded less XG against, or the lowest XG against, because does he have an engine like Aronson? Is he as disciplined as Aronson? But say he does do both forward and backwards, but is he as diligent? So that's where it maybe falls down. But from a creation perspective, from a goal scoring perspective, he's right up there. So there is that to factor in. Now, his contract runs until 2027 as well. So he hasn't got that long left. And the club will be resigned to his departure, and they'll want to make the most money they can and get him now. Get him now. So Sheffield United will be open to sound. I think he'll want to leave because they've failed to secure promotion back to the Premier League. Leeds United have gone up. Take him with us. And the thing is, he's done it in the Prem as well. We can't forget this fact. He has done it in the Prem. Obviously, the fact Everton and David Moyes have an interest as well is something to note. But I do want to have a talk about some positives. Of course, you can give me negatives. We'll talk through them as well, right? But he's proved and has proven quality at the Championship and has bags of Premier League potential, right? His performances this season were great. Okay, he gets Championship Player of the Year. I'm not going to glaze that and say he deserved it because I don't agree. But he was far and away Sheffield United's best player. He scored 9 goals in the league and got 7 assists. And without him, they look bang average. They look bang average. He's creative and he scores goals from midfield. His actual total record at Sheffield United is, and this is league. He's 13 goals and 13 assists in 77 league appearances. So since joining in 2023, he's been quite consistent. Yeah, been very, very consistent. And he has had impact in both leagues. He's had impact in both leagues. He was the best player in the Prem, and he was the best player in the Championship. So of them 13 goals and 13 assists, 4 goals and 6 assists actually came in the Prem. So he's done it at that level as well. So we need players who can handle that step up. He's done that. Hamer has loads of self-confidence as well. He's on record, as saying, I believe I can do that. That's where I belong. That's what he's on record as saying. Of course, he's going to say that, but I would back that. He's been in a relegation dogfight. He's been in promotion tussles. So he knows what it takes, right? Even if he's fallen, like he did at Coventry and then relegated, he has been in them. And I think he'd be a good acquisition for us, definitely. you factor in as well, we're going to be defending a lot more in the Premier League, and this is where it might fall off, right? But he is quite versatile. He is very versatile because he can play in the 8, he can play in the 10, he can play off the left, which he has done at Sheffield United this season, which he was doing when Arblaster was playing. You had Arblaster, Sidney Peck, or Arblaster, Vinny Souza, and Hamer was always playing off on the left. So his versatility enables him to be able to contribute both offensively and defensively. And we can see he's good in transition, which Leeds United are going to need. We saw that on the weekend against Sunderland. I didn't know he had that pace in him, where he got that ball and was able to then play it inside. A nice cute ball into Tyrese Campbell, a perfectly weighted cute ball that saw Campbell dink the keeper. He's creative and has got decent attacking output, which is something we lack from that 10 position, which is something we lack from midfield. Rothwell didn't score. Tanaka got few. Fair play. Tanaka can. Would Hamer have got more? I would argue yes. In this Leeds United side, he'd have had a field day. That's something we have lacked under Farker, for me personally. In the both seasons in the Championship, we haven't had enough from midfield. And I know a lot of it goes out to the wings, but there's been umpteen opportunities where a midfielder's had and of course with Tanaka we saw more of that. But I think he would give us that attacking output. He got 7 assists, shows that he can create goals for forwards. And obviously we need to ensure that we're efficient in the Premier League because chances are going to be few and far between. Because we're probably going to have, we're going to have a lot, of a lot of non-possession. We're not going to have a lot of possession is what I'm saying. Definitely not, John. Definitely not, because he's done it before. He's been in the Premier League before. He has an ability to unlock defences. If you go look at his assists at Sheffield United, you'll see that. He can play a pass. Imagine him playing balls in for our forward, whoever that may be. When you also factor in the way that we have a lot of synergy, a lot of maneuverability, if that is such a word. But we have a lot of interchanging of positions as well at times. And Hamer is that player that can find that pass. Think of how many times we have bemoaned Aronson's final pass. He's either put too much on it, he's played it too late, he's put not enough on it. Hamer doesn't have that. And of course, you can throw out other suggestions, but I think McAtee we don't get. He's wanted by Forest and stuff. Fernandes could be one, but Villa have been linked. And obviously, Villa will need to sell because they're not getting Champions League. So may look to someone like Fernandes if they're then going to sell on, one of their other midfielders. But yeah, Fernandes I like. McAtee I like, but I just feel it'll be out of our wheelhouse. Whereas Hamer, I think it'll be pretty cost effective for Leeds. Do you know how much Hamer's on a week as well? 30 grand. £30,000 a week. It's nothing. It's peanuts. But you're going to increase that to 50? Well, I'm just going to jump at the chance to go from 30 to 50. Yes, please. Fitness, I get it. And I get everyone looks at him. But that's just his body type, right? But you've also got to factor in, and this is something I'll say for Farker, they're a fit bunch. That's one thing. Double, triple sessions in pre-season sometimes. They are a fit bunch. That's one thing you can say from him. You can also say that since Rob Price has gone, and this isn't any shade, the injuries, they seem to come back from them sooner, in better shape. When you think of injuries we've had, they've always come back and they're at a level. They're at a level straight away. So that's something that our fitness team and Farker and his coaches will work on clearly. But not only is he creative, he's a goal-scoring threat. He got 9 goals from midfield. Leeds lack that. We do lack midfielders that can chip in with goals. And he can do both. And has done both in the Premier League for Sheffield United. Under Paul fucking Hecky Bottom, by the way. Don't forget that. So if Hamer comes to us, his wage will be a lot more than 50k, laugh out loud. How do you see that, David? How? What makes you say that? Because he went from Coventry to Sheffield United and got put on 30 grand a week. Do you think the 49ers are just going to say, what? Oh, you can have 90? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. So midfielders who can chip in with goals and assists are invaluable in the Premier League. They're invaluable in the Premier League, especially for a newly promoted side. So we've got a player there that we know has done it. I don't know how you say it. Where do you get that he's lazy from? Where have you seen that? What makes you say he's lazy? Did you see the opening goal in the Championship playoff final? Do you think that was lazy? Just out of interest, do you think that is lazy? And yeah, an individual quality. No, but he's done it. People forget he's done it in the Prem. Jordan, I know. This is where I'm at. I don't know. I think it's because it's from Sheffield United and we've just beat them. No. I would just implore you to go back and watch Sheffield United games with and without him. He's not lazy nor slow. He could build it up, but that's how he is. That's how he's built, yeah. For someone who's lazy, to play 46 games isn't bad going. Preach, Tyler. I'm the biggest player in both my teams and I work the hardest. Don't base him on his size. I just don't think he suits Farker or Leeds. It's quite funny you say that because he was the biggest player within his Coventry and Sheffield United side, the best player. Maybe Jokeres, but wouldn't be against him. I think he's technically very good technically. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. He's done it there. Not injury prone either. I voted we need different, but speaking about him, maybe yeah. This is what I was hoping we would do. This is what I would hope he would do. We need, bro. He does do that. He's not a luxury player. Do you think Chris Wilder, what you know of Chris Wilder, allows that? He was played out of position. He was played on the left. I think we're downplaying him as qualities, if I'm being totally honest. So yeah, got 9 goals from midfield, which is an area that we lack. Of course, versatility across positions as well. He can operate in various positions, whether on the left. He has played out on the right as well, so he's very adaptable. Farker's system normally as well requires players to be fluid in their roles. We've seen the midfield switch between them being defensive, the wingers at times switching, but he can play as a number 8 in a midfield 3 or even as a 10 and has played out wide. He gives us a lot for for me, what would be considered a cheap price and a guy that already has Premier League experience. And what I would say to those that are saying he's lazy, etc., again, I'll come back to the Chris Wilder thing. He's known for being a manager that emphasizes structure, work rate. Quite boring and turgid to watch at times. Just used to see games out 1-0. He's a part of that. So it suggests he can contribute defensively. And I don't think Leeds United would be looking at him if he couldn't and wouldn't. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. But also, for me, if I hear what you're saying, but just switch him with Aronson, it's a different story. Downplaying his qualities but overhyping him at the same time. I'm not sure, Mr. Dodo, he's good, but we need to look higher. Who though? Who? I think sometimes we have delusions of grandeur, to be honest. What's my transfer value? I would say between 15 and 20 million. Yeah. This is Championship Player of the Year. Whether we agree or not with that decision, we got... How much did we get for Somerville? 30, 40? What did we get for Rutter? 40? I would say it's between 15 and 20 million. Maybe starting at 12. Maybe starting at 12, like people have mentioned. But you wouldn't pay more than 20, no, you agree? You wouldn't pay more than 20. Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't know if he's cheap. Exactly. He's on 30 grand a week. 30 grand a week. You're not going to have to boost that crazy. You're not. He's too short for the Prem. What? It's not FIFA. What do you mean? He's too short for the Prem. Henry's terrible. Sean, you don't know ball, mate. You honestly don't know football, pal. You can't get players like that for that money. Yeah, tiny. Yeah. Yeah. Mad. Too short. This isn't the 1990s. Everton apparently are into it. Are interested in him as well. Definitely. Yeah, and that's fine. All I would say is, if you think he's terrible, you've not watched enough of him. Is what I would say. Yeah. So what Hamer also does give us is Premier League experience. So he's already familiar. Sorry. Not the only one who else said it. I am. Who else has said it? I know, but you said you were the first person who said he's terrible. Sean, what you do though, you disagree with every point that I make a lot of the time, just to be cool in the chat. If I'm honest, like some things you don't even believe. You know, some things you don't even believe. But you to say that he's terrible is so far off the mark. You know, it's so far off the mark, and it's disingenuous to say that he's terrible. You know, to say that he's terrible is just not true. And if you think he's terrible, having watched him, then you don't know football, is what I would say to you. You know? Oh, sheep, aren't we? Hamer doesn't even get in. Stop, Joe. Stop. How many minutes has he played? Oh, let's have a look. 3,000 over the last year. He's played over 3,000 minutes. Over 3,000 minutes. But yeah, previous Premier League stint shows us that he's familiar with the pace, the physicality, and tactical demands of the league because he was Sheffield United's best player in that time as well. And we need players that can adapt quickly to the league. And he has done that. You know, people will say as an argument, just to construct an argument, will say Ampadu was never in the Prem, never good enough, always relegated, he's not good enough. But then we'll say someone who was good in the Prem, that he's, I don't know, I just don't understand it. I think it would be a good buy because he's quite cheap. I think 15, 20 million for a player that creates and scores goals. Where else are they available? Where else are they available within that price bracket? I think it's an easy deal to get done. Jayden Bogle's agent, same as people have told me, very good at set pieces, Tyler, which is something we lack. Like I say, has scored goals in both divisions, creates, can play in the 10, can play in the 8, can play on the left, can play on the right. If I think it's a decent. No, I didn't say you're the only one, Sean. I said you're the only one who said he's terrible. I didn't say you're the only one, pal. I promise you I didn't. Yeah, so what it also does as well, is improves Leeds United's squad. That's what we need to do as well. We need to improve the squad. This is arguably the most important transfer window in our history, right? We can't get away from that fact. And recruitment needs to be bang on. He's 28 next month. He's in the prime. He's in the prime of his life. And brings experience, having played in the Premier League before. And I think, as per FB Ref, he's played over 3,000 minutes over the last year. So, you know, we've watched him in games and he has gone off. And I have criticised him. Oh, he's spending a lot of time on the floor. Oh, he's always having to come off with niggles here and there. But again, I would back Farker and his fitness regime to sort that shit out. But the fact he's still played over 3,000 minutes shows that he can. You know, we say that so many of our players, for example, they don't see. This is the kind of argument that I'm talking about. That isn't an argument. It's like when people say, well, why do other clubs want him? Why don't other clubs want him? Or, well, he's been relegated, so he can't be that good. This is I don't know, is it a straw man argument? Is that a word? Why is he so cheap then? Right. Well, so that means he's a poor player because he's cheap. How much was Tanaka, bro? How much was Tanaka? Your player of the season. You know how much he was at all, by any chance? Does anyone know? It's just a stupid logic to formulate a stupid argument. It just doesn't make sense to me. Well, yeah, suited the system. I'll make that. Oh, I don't know why that. To be honest, I don't think we get McAtee anyway. I don't think we get. I don't think we get McAtee. Sorry, I don't think we get McAtee anywhere because he has been linked to the likes of Forest and stuff, and obviously many dominoes will start to fall in terms of like Morgan Gibbs-White could go City, and then they might come from McAtee and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think like Gilly said, a bigger club, and what we mean by that is a more established Premier League club probably pick him up. If I'm honest, I just don't think he's done his yards. He went to Sheffield United, then he was on loan at Sheffield United. Then he was told he was going to get a chance at City. I just think he'll go the rung above. So big up Simon. What would your take be on Gus Hamer? What would your take be on Gus Hamer and the potential? Because he was your best player in the Premier League, right? You'd be losing your best player. Without him, you're nowhere. Oh, Tyler, tell him. Preach it. McAtee played with Hamer for the Blades in the Prem, and Hamer outperformed him. Oh, I emoji you. I emoji you. Also, what would happen is, folks, when we talk about the squad depth as well, we do need competition in midfield. You know, Hamer's arrival would push existing midfielders to raise their game. We have the likes of Ethan Ampadu, Ilya Gruev. We don't have no Joe Rothwell. You can't tell me. Joe Rothwell, I don't think we'll sign anyway. Hamer in replace of Joe Rothwell is an instant upgrade. It's an instant upgrade. And please don't tell me it isn't, because it is. Yeah, I know, Logan. Exactly, bro. So it's an instant upgrade if you bring in Hamer. He's on 30 grand a week, people. You are not going to have to give him loads. A transfer fee of between 15 to 20 million is cheap. He's cheap. You'd get him in the prime of his life. He's, what, 28 next month? You could give him a 3-4 year deal, season to end. And 30 grand a week's nothing. See, you might not even play him as a 10. He could play alongside. He could play alongside a Tanaka. He could play alongside Tanaka in midfield. He could still go out and get a 10. He does offer us versatility. He can play on the left, on the right, in the middle, and as an 8, as a 10. It's a no-brainer. The mad thing was, we all wanted to sign Hamer. We wanted to sign Hamer. Some of the fan base wanted to sign Hamer when we were still in the Premier League, when he was up and coming before he moved to Sheffield United. For me, it's cost effective, really cost effective with the amount of money we've got, with the fee you could get him for, and his wage. It's easy, man. It's an easy deal to get done. There's also resale there as well. If we were, if he smashes it and we do get relegated, all this has to be taken into consideration. It's about to enter. Yeah, exactly, David. A lot of people were calling for Hamer to be bought from Coventry when we first got relegated, and then he went Premier League with Sheffield United. Then, guess what? Leeds United tried to get him again, and he stayed at Sheffield United. It's almost like we've tried 3 times now. Well, this will be third time. Third time's a charm. Everyone always says better, though, Ryan. We could do better. We could do better. Well, where and who and what and why and when? And I know that's not our job, but I think we are too quick to turn down any. I don't believe up to this point we've had anybody fully sold on players. It's always, oh no, we can do better and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, it gets a lot of cards. Yeah. Meh, you know. Is Solomon coming back to us? I hope so. I hope so. Everton want him, Sean. Yeah, this is true, Jamie. This is true. Gyökeres owed a lot of his success to him. I mean, he gets numbers, doesn't he? He's got numbers. He does get numbers. Has numbers. And that's what's got him a move to the Premier League and will get him a move to the Premier League again. Let's have a look. Yeah, 11 assists. 11 assists for Coventry that season. 10 the season before that. He's actually got less, with Sheffield United. But as we know, a lot of it was spent out on the left. Evening, Joe. Didn't him have some of the most forward passes in the Prem 2 years ago? Potentially, mate. I'm not sure. But he had a very good season that season. He had a very good season. He had a very good season that season. If we don't keep Son, we need to move fast. Hamer would be a good... Now, Hamer's not going to be playing on the left, though, in our system. He would be playing as an 8, I would imagine. Out of position. No, out of position and the ham-face diet. No wonder most of the Blunt squad had fitness problems. Yeah. I think he's signing at the level we are at, Joe. I'm okay with that. There's no 40 million. Yeah, I agreed, Clem, totally agree. I personally, I think he'd be a great signing for us. He can create. He scores goals. I personally have him as cover for 10. You're not going to get. Jamie, I also think sometimes, Broskin, I love you. A lot of you're like, oh, he's all right. Hamer would come in and would start. We don't have the money to be buying players as backups. Yeah. Him did 85 plus minutes as many times as Aronson this season and started less games. There you go. Great buy. It's a great buy. I know he comes in to start, but and like Music World said, it's Hamer for Rothwell. The only difference is Hamer gets in. Hamer alongside Tanaka. Hamer alongside Ethan Ampadu. I think Ampadu might see his minutes go back to centre back. Or Hamer starts in the 10. It is a no-brainer. Like I say, I think it'd be a great signing for us. He scores goals and creates goals, which is something you can't get. He's ideal for the system that we deploy. He's great age. He's about to enter his prime. I think he's one of the best players in the Championship. We're taking him with us. Like we saw clubs take Somerville, take Rutter, take Archie Gray. He's versatile. Like, this is what I'm saying, right? You've got a player who scores goals and has done in the Premier League. You've got a player who creates goals and has done in the Premier League. Yeah? You've got a player who can play in the 8, in the 10, off the right, off the left, and has done. You've got a player that earns peanuts comparative to your normal Premier League player. 30 grand a week he's on. You've got a player that'll cost you less than 20 million. If I were to tell you, listen, I'll tell you what, I've got this player, right? He can play in 3 different positions. He scored 7 goals last time he were in Prem, got about 10 assists. He's got some good numbers over the last 2. If I was to explain him without you knowing who it was, you would take him. You would take him 100%. 100%. Yeah, so he was one of their best players. Well, he's been their best player since they signed him in the Premier League and Champ. Blah, blah, blah. It's a no-brainer. Do you know what I mean? I'd take Harvey Elliott as well, of course, yeah. Him as quality. What are you on about 4 goals, John? What are you on about 4 goals? Which bit are you on about? Are you on about in the league? 4 goals and 6 assists, yeah. 4 goals and 6 assists in a team that got relegated. He's a good return, bro. It's a no-brainer, Jeezy, right? It is. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, but David, I mean, come on. This was Rafinha's once every blue moon, bro. Once every blue moon. I know, yeah. I know. I agree. Like, it's nothing. Like, the step-up's mental. So we got a 10 currently that everybody hates. You're given an option as another 10 that does everything a 10 wants, and you want from a 10, and it's still not good enough. You know what I mean? Danny B. Big up Danny B. Let's have a look what you've sent across for me. Let's have a look. All right, let's have a look here. Look, this is a tweet because obviously everyone's jumping on this hype. I've not seen this tweet up until this point. Let's have a look. Blocked. Of Gus Hamer's 36 starts this season, he completed 85 plus minutes 25 times. That's 69% of the time. Aronson, the energetic, slim Buzzy Bee, started 43 games and completed 85 plus minutes 25 times. That's 58% of the time. You don't have to like Gus, but calling him unfit is just a lie. So there you go. The stats do back it up. Brilliant. You couldn't write that shit. Everton are literally waiting for anyone we are linked with, but yeah, I know. It's silly to say that he's yeah. I mean, listen, I've been critical at times. But that's because he wasn't my player and he played for Sheffield United and all that sort of jazz. Whereas now, you know, Jamie, no one's good enough for you, bro. No one's good enough for you. Let's not take the piss here. No, I think you might. Yeah. I would disagree, mate. I would disagree on that. But oh, 100% Bry. This is what I don't understand. He's going to cost less than 20 million. His wage is going to be peanuts. It's, yeah. I tell you what we can. I don't know. Give me a midfielder. I guess we could compare on FB Ref really. Like if we look at this here, this set wheel. If we look at his progressive passes, they're right up there. Expected assisted goals, touches, successful take-ons, passes attempted. Yeah, aerial duels is down low, of course. But even if we were to look at that's him in the 10. But I wonder if we can go back to the previous season, or when he was last in the Premier League, which should have been 23-24. Is that right? 23-24. See, you can't look at the actual. That's just when he was in the Premier League, wasn't it? I mean, he played 3,200 minutes in the Premier League. Look how many 90s there are there. Goals against Burnley, assist against Chelsea. Oh, look at how many positions he played then. Centre mid, attacking mid, and DM. This game here against Arsenal, he played on the left, he played on the right, he played in left wing, played in a number of positions. Oh, he played at wing back against Brighton. Played everywhere. All that versatility. Everywhere. He hadn't played his goalie at this point. I think we're just writing him off a little bit too much, folks. If we're being honest. Yeah. He's a good player. A good player that would improve us. Look at the score against Arsenal. What's that got to do with price of fish, though? That's you know. What's that got to do with fucking price of fish? Sheffield United was shit. Joe, use the same logic as me. Give me anyone that is better than him with his price tag. No, mate, that's his bag. That's his bag. 30 grand a week. The disrespect you have for James Milner, by the way, it's not on. Is this the same James Milner that he's staying at Brighton? Because he Brighton. I mean, the disrespect, yeah. But then again, you can't argue with stupid sometimes. Honestly, you can't. Who Bassett? Who? 30k is more than what you. No, I don't think so. He was a relative unknown. What makes you say that? So where did he transfer to? Let me have a look. No, they won't, Jamie. No, they won't. He was Sheffield United's best player. So he was at Peck's Wall before that. He was at Peck's Wall. I don't think he would have been on that. Yeah, I think it'll be the other way around, won't it, Jamie? You'll be saying, oh, yeah, I was wrong. Honestly, it's mad. I wonder if you can check a player's wage history. Susie's good. Yeah. Is that meant to be an achievement? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is an achievement. Of course it is. When you are the best player in a shit side. Yeah. Yeah, so I've just had a look, Bassett. So he was on $6.5 grand at Coventry. Before that, he was on about $2 grand a week at Peck's Wall. And then he went up to 30 grand at Sheffield United, pal. That's on both, what's that, Capology and Alisco? Yeah. So there you go. There's his history. Yeah. Thought the average Premier League player gets around 60 grand a week, yeah. But if you're on, this is the thing. If you are on peanuts, then when you buy them, you're not going to go, well, we'll give you 90 grand, you know? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You could get him for you get him on about 50 grand a week. Let's have a look at his Gus Hamer performance in the Premier League with Sheffield United was notable despite the team struggled as they finished bottom with 16 points. Here's an assessment based on available data. Hamer, no, Johnny, he didn't, bro. No. Hamer played 36 matches, scoring 4 goals, providing 6 assists, totaling 10 goal involvements. Solid contribution for a midfielder in a relegator's side, as Sheffield United scored only 35 goals this season. Let's have a look. Hamer made an immediate impact, scoring a stunning debut goal against Forest, curling in a shot in the top corner. He also assisted Jayden Bogle's equaliser against Chelsea and played a role in goals against Everton and Liverpool, showcases an ability to create in big moments. He got a 30-yard audacious lob against Preston. Further highlighted his flair, though this was outside the Premier League. Hamer was Sheffield United's most creative midfielder, averaging 1.8 key passes per game, second only to James McAtee, who was 1.2 key passes per game. So he had more key passes per game than James McAtee when he was there, and 3.2 shot creating actions per game, placing him in the 77th percentile among midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues. He attempted nearly 7 long passes and 4 crosses per game, which was in the 85th percentile, though his pass completion rate was low due to his risky, progressive passing style. His work rate and attacking mindset were praised, even if his passing accuracy ranked poorly. Context and perception. Despite Sheffield United's dismal campaign, Hamer's performance has stood out. He was described as a player who constantly tries to make things happen and was integral under both Heckingbottom and Wilder. A lot of people said he was too good for Sheffield United, with some saying he could play for a top 10 Premier League side. Of course, that's deep. But however, his form did dip in some matches and was called poor and unfit in one game in February. So that's something that he needs to work on, which we're aware of. Playing in a team that struggled defensively and offensively limited Hamer's output. Sheffield United's relegation and internal issues like a takeover saga, 2-point deduction created a tough environment. Still, though, to get numbers in the Premier League was seen as very good for a team at the bottom of the table with just 16 points. I think it'd be a good signing for us. Look, just to round off, I think it will be a good signing for us. Sean asks, why has no Prem taken him, Joe? Right. But again, that's why did no Prem take... I mean, I don't know what you mean by that, but why did no Prem take Rutter? Why did no Prem take Somerville? Because we were able to keep on to them for one season. He doesn't start for any team 13th to 17th. Disagree. That's why Everton won him. I don't know. Sometimes it's just so... But I feel that I have this... The same people are the same people that doubted the manager. It's fucking boring, man. It's boring and just... it hurts my head. It really hurts my head. It's just really... It's just really hard. Oh, I would love to. I would love to easy teasy. I would fucking pull him up like a deck chair, and that's no jokes. I do, Ryan. I do. You're right. I do. It's opinions, bro, but no one said it's sunshine and roses. My opinion is it'd be a good signing. I don't understand why you don't agree with my opinion. That's why I get frustrated. But then I can have a debate. It's when you just go, but to just go, well, It's just so. It's not an argument. Sean, please, mate. Sean, stop it. Stop it, bro. You couldn't knock off. Well, you could knock a fart out, but you couldn't knock me out. So stop it, bro. Please. Do yourself a favour. Because he's know your mal. Yeah, because he's know your mal. Definitely. Yeah, exactly, man. At the right price on a cheap wage, it's worthwhile. Okay, well, come to the Creator Cup or something then, mate, and talk to me like this in my face. Talk to me like this in my face. Okay? I beg. Please do. Please do, honestly. I would love you to, genuinely. Can I have a joke? You start talking with violence like that, and talking with such venom, then talk to me like that there, and then we'll see. Thomas, funny man, funny. Anyway, we move. Anyway, listen, folks, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. And I'll see you all in a bit. But I think it'd be a good signing. Just to come to my conclusion. Yeah, just to come to my conclusion. He creates goals. He scores goals. He's played in the Premier League before. He is very, very cheap. Very cheap. On next to nothing. We should be good. I think it's... Yeah. Nah. Bad shout. Hang on, 1 second. Bad shout. He is too much money. What, 15 to 20 million for him? The goals he did score in the Prem, who against? Because against big team goes missing short. Right, okay. Well, we'll have a look because we got him up earlier. We can have a look and see who he scored. So he got an assist against Newcastle, scored against Burnley, assist against Chelsea, assist against Fulham, scored against Bournemouth, got an assist against Palace, scored against Brighton, assist against Villa, assist against Brentford, scored against Tottenham, scored against Forest, got an assist against Leicester. Oh, always, Jamie, always, mate. You know that. Oh, yes, we do need to check the poll. So we'll do that. Medium official Zoom. Medium, my guy. Medium. Yeah. As the poll. Right, so let's go to the poll. Should Leeds United sign Gus Hamer this summer? 20% say he's a game changer. 21% say no, we need a different type of player. Not sure, let's discuss, say 10%. And 49% say maybe, but depends on the price. So what kind of price are we talking then? And for those, because that's took almost half of the vote. What kind of price is okay? What kind of price is okay? 15 million? 15 to 20, Kyle says. Same. 15 million, that's, yeah, fair. 15 to 18. 20 million or under is no good. I'll check it out after. Less than 20 million, 12 to 15, all good. Barney, I don't even want to say that name, bro, because I feel like it might be a mad one. I don't even want to say that name. Oh, yeah, Sean. Sean, just to be clear, mate, no doubt you'd be a nice person in person. Yeah, you would, of course. But that's the difference, isn't it? It's not online. It'd be in person. And that's where it'd be different. Low ball Sheffield United to get Wilder angry. Yeah, definitely. I'm not, mate. No, I work, don't I? I work. This is my work. But yeah, maybe I will go Dublin now. Maybe I will go Dublin. Anyway, smash me a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. It's now 10 o'clock. Didn't honestly thought this would be about half an hour, but we got into a good debate as always, didn't we? Which is always good to see. Anyway, thanks everyone. Have a nice evening. And I'll see you tomorrow at some point, probably. I think. Don't have a lot on, but we'll discuss. Take care, you Ryan, man. Take care. All right. Don't forget, smash the like, peeps, as Jason Taylor said there. So yeah, thank you everyone. Good night now. Bye bye.